What's up, dude? So recently I came across a question why the cards in the box are not worth the same as the sealed booster box. Why isn't it the same amount of money? Or rather the other way around, why is an old booster box so expensive if the cards inside are so cheap? And here's the thing. If that was the case, if they were the exact same price, sealed products wouldn't exist. It's a hard concept to grasp, but let's get to it. I'm going to try and explain it in a very simple way and very quickly as well. So let's establish some facts. For this case, we're going to talk about specifically base set of XY era, Pokemon cards XY booster box, released on the 5th of February 2014. So it's 9 years old at this point. So it's a pretty good example. And while it pretty much hit $150 in like 2 years, I don't quite remember what's happening in 2016, whether there was a jump in the entire market or was it only XY era, I can't remember. Nowadays it's going for, over $1,500. So, and on the European market, something about more like 1,800 euros actually. So it's really significant amount of money when you're talking about a Pokemon box. While all the single cards are worth about $20 and there's like 5 of them at best. And the next ones are like $8 and the next ones after that were like worthless, like $3, $2, doesn't matter, right? There's only one card that I could find that's like 15,000 and that's the Vivillon in Russian, but there's only one on the market and I couldn't find any ones that sold anytime recently, so I'm going to disregard that. So there's only one seller asking for so much crazy money, it doesn't really matter, right? So these are the facts. And why is that? We're going to figure it out. Why, the average value of the box would be probably about, give or take $150, while, the box is like $1,500. So there is something called supply and demand. It's like the most basic idea of economics of any kind that applies to everything in your life. And let's say a situation at the beginning of the release. You have, as many booster boxes, if not more, as you have people wanting to buy them. So everybody kind of gets to buy them for the same price. You see the Ryan number 1, 2, 3, 4, they all pay the same price. They all offer the same price. And there is enough product for everybody to buy. So there's no need to offer more money. And there isn't significantly larger supply for the sellers to kind of fight each other in terms of the pricing and lower the price. So everybody's kind of happy. It's more of an equilibrium. Supply meets demand. Very nice, happy situation. Everybody's happy, right? However, nowadays that the supply is extremely low, I could only find 7 or 10 boxes on the European market for sale and double that on the US market for sale. So there's just so little of them left out there. We have a situation in which people would be making different offers, like let's say $400, $250, $700, or $1,000, and the sellers are in a situation, if somebody's offering $400, I'm not going to sell for that. Let me see if somebody can offer more. And let's say he opens the listing. Okay, I'm going to sell it for $800, and then it sells, right? And then another person that has the same box finds out about the sale easily enough. Let's say through eBay. And he's like, okay, it's sold for $800, so there are definitely buyers for $800. I'm going to try for $1,000, and then there is an offer for $1,000, and then another guy that has, there's so little of them left right now at this point, and then another guy that actually has it still sealed, unopened, is like, okay, it's sold for $1,000. I'm gonna go with $1,500, see if that works. And if somebody buys that, there is no more supply coming into the market to bring the price down. So the next one is going to sell probably even for more money, unless the people that bought them didn't open them, and they will eventually come back to the market when the bear market hits those people. But it's a whole different situation. It's just in very simple terms, this is the way it goes. So if I'm as a seller seeing an offer for 150, let me see if I can make it 200. Boom. Other sellers see I sold for 200, they're gonna try higher, and so on and so on and so on. And buyers will also step in and be like, oh my god, these prices are going up, I have to bid higher and higher because I don't want to miss out. So that's what kind of is a self-driving situation at this point. Next, let's kind of analyze the very, very, very simple graph right here. As the time passes, from the beginning of the release date, let's say this is the beginning of the x-axis, and all the way, let's say, until today, right? So that's about 9 years. Let's say this is a very big simplification. Don't quote me on it every single time, but the supply at the beginning is pretty high, right? It's the release stage, it's the supply. Then over time there will be restocks. I didn't include them in this because it would make it a bit too flimsy. But the price is low, right? And as the supply gets down over time, the price increases. And this is pretty much the very most basic relationship between supply and demand and the price. Is that if the demand is still there and the supply is dwindling, the price is going to go up. It's just as simple as with everything in life. Even diamonds are a good example. Supply is heavily controlled. The demand will always be there thanks to heavy marketing, and the prices are just going up. Next, a very cool situation to understand is that when you're buying a sealed product that is old, you're not buying only the cards that are inside. You are essentially also buying nostalgia and hopes to pull something crazy. And the chance to do it yourself. Everything what I just said has a premium. Nostalgia, you don't get to do this very often anymore. This is 9 years ago. Hopes, maybe you can pull something crazy out of this box. What else did I say? I forgot. Anyway, so everything on the way has its price, and honestly, there is a big difference between just having the set. Yes, you can buy the set for like probably $200 maybe, and just own it, but the whole feeling of opening the booster box is a whole different animal. You have a chance of opening it yourself. You're doing it. You're re-experiencing something that has already passed. You're buying back the time, which demands usually an extreme premium, sometimes 10x what's actually in the box. So this is a very important factor to understand, that it's not only just the value of the cards, it's the time that has passed, the demand, the supply, the nostalgia, hopes, chance, gambler's premium, things like this. Everything plays a role, and especially if it's a very iconic set. If it introduced some sort of new mechanics to the game, if it introduced some crazy new cards, there's always a premium on every step of the way as the time passes. It doesn't start applying right away from the start, as it's just still there. Like, say right now, the Scarlet and Violet era. Nobody cares that, okay, Scarlet and Violet base set is the new era with silver borders. Nobody cares right now. But maybe 10 years down the line, people will look back at it. Man, Scarlet and Violet were the first sets to introduce the silver borders. That was so cool. I wanna re-experience opening these cards. And then it probably will have value. It will add up to the value of the box. And the very last thing, there's something called prestige or exclusivity, which to an extent, not for everybody, but to an extent, it plays also a very significant role when it comes to making decisions, making purchase decisions, or just owning a piece of, or just an item, owning a piece of history. There is a certain level of prestige and that comes with owning something rare and expensive, and that's undeniable. That's with everything in life. People buy expensive cars for the same reason, expensive cards as well, diamonds, gemstones, gold. It's the same principle. You own something that is rare, number one, that is expensive, so in part for you to flex on everybody else, and you can deny it as much as you want. But yes, so you can flex it on somebody. So you can kind of impress somebody as well. Maybe it's your significant other, maybe it's your friends, maybe it's to impress yourself from 10 years ago that you achieved it. But at the end of the day, it is to an extent about prestige as well and exclusivity. So that adds up the premium as well, which is coming up together with all those three reasons that I've listed, or 4 reasons that I've listed. I hope that really explains why the price of the cards inside the box never dictate the price of the box as the box ages. As they kind of split together, the prices go their own way. They usually go down. Single cards usually go down. I'm sorry to say that. And sealed product usually goes up. Usually. So that's really it. I hope you learned something today, and if you did, please subscribe, and you will find a lot more videos like this on my channel, as I really like to talk about Pokemon market finance and TCG finance, and just analyzing things, how things are selling, reporting on the stuff, and like reporting on the market, and just even gameplay as well. I do play the cards, so that's pretty cool. I'll see you there. Thank you for watching.